This was the case until the Triassic period experienced a great extinction event. This was likely caused by massive volcanic activity, climate change, and potentially even some small asteroid impacts. This will have a significant effect on life on Earth and lead to the extinction of numerous species. But it wasn't all bad, especially for our dinosaurs. This moment set the stage to bring new opportunities to these species, leading to them dominating the Earth. Jurassic period. Now, instead of dinosaurs simply surviving, this is where they thrived. Over the millions of years, different species have been evolving, and dinosaurs are now the rulers of the Earth. On the other hand, Kepler 62f prefers a slower orbit, taking 267 days to complete its journey. Kepler 62e seems to have a cloudy sky, but that doesn't stop it from having warm and humid weather, even at the North and South Poles, akin to living in a tropical paradise. Here's an interesting idea: Kepler 62e might have a really big moon, which is a good thing because moons help planets behave. They keep a planet's spin in check, affecting its weather, and they can act like bodyguards, shielding the planet from space rocks. Kepler 62f, though a bit cooler, still holds potential for life.
They were initially designed to exist for only around 5 years in order to visit Jupiter and Saturn. Nonetheless, the equipment continued to function, so NASA added flybys of Uranus and Neptune. The tenacious spacecraft kept on and faithfully reported back to Earth. Although it appears to be empty, the interstellar medium is actually not empty. It's filled with energetic particles like cosmic rays, gas, and dust. We still have a lot to learn about this area of the universe, and directly sampling is basically the only way to fill those knowledge gaps. Assuming nothing malfunctions prior to that time, current forecasts state that the final piece of the Voyager's machinery may be turned off around 2030 or 2031.
Join us on an enigmatic journey to unveil another intriguing why behind this discovery. Voyager's one final message proves what everyone ignores after 48 years in space. After months of garbled transmissions and digital silence, NASA finally received a new signal, a clear, coherent one. One last message from a spacecraft billions of miles away. A message that proves something scientists long suspected, but the world continues to ignore. This is not just a technical update, it's a cosmic warning. And the final words of Voyager 1 might be the most important signal we've ever received from deep space.
Studying galaxies is comparable to exploring the growth of galaxies over time. While we may not know how they started, understanding galaxies is tough, similar to figuring out people. The first stars in early generations have a big impact on future galaxies, just as our early experiences shape our lives. The James Webb Telescope is playing a crucial role in answering many questions about galaxies, changing how we understand the universe.
Minutes ago, astronomers using the James Webb Space Telescope discovered a galaxy in the Orion Nebula that is 1 trillion times more massive than our Sun and 10 times bigger than the Milky Way. This is just one of 6 gigantic galaxies found, and they're so ancient they appeared only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang, way faster than we ever thought possible. On February 22, 2024, a rectangular prism sent from Earth touched down on the Moon's rough surface. This was quite a significant achievement in space exploration, as it was the first time that a spacecraft owned by a private company landed on the Moon. For as long as mankind could look up to the sky and see the wonders of celestial bodies, the Moon has always been an intriguing enigma. Many attempts have been made to explore our cosmic neighbor and learn more about its history and evolution. To achieve this, numerous lunar missions have been tried, with many recorded failures. As a result, when the Moon landing was finally achieved, many remained skeptical, with conspiracy theorists believing the Moon landing was fake. Everything that we have measured in space is filtered through the solar wind, which is created by the Sun's plasma and magnetic fields, and our atmosphere also filters out everything that is measured by telescopes that are located on Earth. When Voyager entered the interstellar medium, we were able to measure space for the first time directly, without interference from the Sun. The amount of incoming radiation was one thing Voyager detected, and it was almost 10 times more outside the heliosphere than it was inside the bubble. The Voyager missions demonstrated that the Sun is blocking up to 90% of the interstellar radiation through the solar wind and heliosphere. Despite the fact that this radiation might be fatal to astronauts, in reality, the solar wind is keeping us safe. No one realized exactly how much protection we were under until the Voyagers arrived. However, as captivating as it may be, there is currently no empirical evidence to substantiate the hypothesis of an artificial moon. While the idea sparks curiosity and debate, it is essential to recognize that it remains firmly within the realm of speculation and theoretical conjecture. In other words, no scientific data or observations definitively support the notion that the moon is an artificial construct. The scientific community remains committed to examining and validating theories based on rigorous evidence. At present, the prevailing consensus is that the moon is a natural celestial body. It also existed around 300 million years after the Big Bang, making it one of the earliest known galaxies. Detailed spectral analyses of this galaxy reveal its chemical composition, and thanks to the ingenious instruments of the JWST, we are witnessing for the first time star formation activities that may have taken place at the very beginning of the universe. Webb spectrometer data show us what was happening in space 13.7 billion years ago, with an accuracy astronomers could only dream of. The powerful instruments prove that even in this early phase of cosmic history, an abundant new formation of stars took place. Again, the data collected from this galaxy is so unusual that it is adding fuel to the current debate in cosmology. The discovery of such distant yet large and bright galaxies challenges previous models of galaxy evolution.
Being the closest exoplanet to our solar system, Proxima B's proximity, just 25 light-years away, beckons exploration, despite its alien nature. Despite its larger size, Proxima B's rapid orbit around its star Proxima Centauri challenges our preconceptions. While its close proximity might suggest scorching temperatures, the feeble radiance of Proxima Centauri paints a different picture. However, Proxima Centauri's turbulent nature poses challenges for potential life on Proxima B. While we've long held assumptions about nearby stars, recent studies shed light on the perilous conditions surrounding Proxima Centauri. These findings underscore the daunting challenges facing any potential inhabitants of Proxima B.
6 years later, in November 2018, its slower counterpart crossed that line. The Sun regularly erupts high-energy particles because it is a thermonuclear fireball. The solar system is bombarded by these particles as they push outward in all directions, well beyond the influence of the planets, until they collide with interstellar particles beyond the termination shock. A broad transition zone, containing both solar wind particles and interstellar medium, is the heliosheath. This spherical-ish boundary is known as the termination shock. The heliopause, also known as the heliosphere border, is the boundary with pure interstellar space further out. The science that the Voyagers are still producing is incredible and unappreciated.
Moving on to Jupiter, it's critical to note that the planet isn't hospitable to human life. With no solid surface to walk on, individuals would essentially glide through clouds of hydrogen and helium. Despite losing bone density, muscular strength would remain robust, and a short, compact stature would be essential to withstand the gas giant's intense pressure. The presence of dark skin would offer some defense against Jupiter's radiation, and individuals would likely be buoyant due to gas-filled bodies. To navigate Jupiter's thick atmosphere, one would require lighter-than-air gases. However, the primary challenge would be breathing, as Jupiter's atmosphere lacks oxygen. Adaptations to extreme radiation and atmospheric pressure might be possible, but survival would be unlikely without the ability to breathe hydrogen or helium. Similarly,
So, what have we learned about the Andromeda Galaxy through various studies? Andromeda has shown impressive characteristics that distinguish it from other galaxies spread across the universe. Its sheer size commands attention, with recent assessments suggesting a diameter spanning around 220,000 light-years. This figure makes it one of the largest galaxies in the local group, even bigger than the Milky Way. This vast scale contributes to its mass, consisting of an estimated trillion stars, surpassing our galaxy in stellar count. Researchers also find the galaxy's structure fascinating. Unlike a typical spiral galaxy, Andromeda has a bulging center and a dense nucleus enclosed within rings of dust and gas. This is undoubtedly a fertile ground for ongoing star formation.
What's astonishing is that although the majority of Saudi Arabia's terrain is covered by desert, a surprisingly large number of indigenous plant species can withstand the harsh climate. Now, under the umbrella of the Saudi Green Initiative, efforts are underway to preserve and even increase the amount of vegetation across the kingdom. From its desert vistas in the north to the southern region of Asir, the kingdom is home to an abundance of vegetation, including more than 2,000 wild plant species belonging to 142 families. According to the Saudi National Center for Wildlife, however, about 600 of these species are classified as endangered, and 21 are already thought to be extinct. On the surface, planting 450 million trees may appear ambitious, let alone the planned greening of the desert, particularly in light of the kingdom's rapid urbanization.
However, it raises a crucial question. What will happen to our solar system after this merger is formed? Far from a total destruction of the solar system's orientation and conditions could be altered significantly. This implies possible orbit shifts, or even ejection from the newly emerged galaxy. To understand this mechanism, scientists can study the magnitude of similar events happening and contextualize the eventual fate of our own galaxy. It is crucial to understand that a collision between stars is a rare event in space because of the vast intergalactic distance. However, the gravitational change could disturb stars' stable orbits, causing some stars, including our Sun, to change trajectory. Such a change could drastically disrupt the climate on Earth. It all began in the 17th century when Galileo Galilei's pioneering work with telescopes revealed the Milky Way's true nature. He saw that the Milky Way had numerous stars, challenging the prevailing idea of its singular importance. Everything changed in the 1920s when Edwin Hubble discovered distant objects beyond the Milky Way using the Hooker telescope. Edwin noticed that these celestial objects moving through the cosmos were galaxies different from the Milky Way. One of the galaxies was the Andromeda Galaxy, or M31. Astronomers believed the Milky Way to be the whole universe. This lack of insight was primarily due to limited technology for seeing various galaxies and individual stars. However, everything changed when we discovered the Andromeda Galaxy. It served as our first hint that the universe stretches far beyond the Milky Way in human imagination.
Have you ever wondered about the hidden secrets in the vast expanse of our universe? The James Webb Space Telescope, in its latest discovery, has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Today, we'll explore a revelation that some believe could enhance our understanding of the universe. From unraveling the mysteries of distant galaxies to potential implications for our grasp of space and time. The findings of the James Webb Telescope have ignited intense debates and raised profound questions about the nature of our existence. These groundbreaking revelations have the potential to reshape our cosmic perspective and challenge our fundamental understanding of the universe. Join us on a journey beyond the reach of any previous telescope as the James Webb embarks on cosmic exploration, promising answers to unimagined questions. To comprehend the significance of the telescope's recent breakthrough, it's essential to understand the concept of the observable universe. The Earth's oceans are home to an astonishing amount of water, roughly around 350 quintillion gallons. When we dip a bucket into the ocean and all we see is water, it's a powerful reminder that there's more beneath the surface. It points to the hidden ecosystems and vast wonders lurking in the depths of the universe. In the grand scheme of things, our explorations represent just a small fraction, but they've already unveiled potential habitats on exoplanets. Today, let's delve into the mysteries of these promising Kepler worlds and imagine life on these alien planets.
a pioneering project aiming to reach Alpha Centauri by utilizing lasers to propel a spacecraft towards its destination. However, the project faces a significant hurdle in Earth's atmosphere, which distorts incoming light and laser beams, hindering the required force to propel the spacecraft forward. Bandutunga, the lead author of the project, proposes employing adaptive optics in reverse to overcome this obstacle. This involves deploying small lasers on satellites to monitor atmospheric effects in real time, enabling more powerful ground-based lasers to maintain precise focus on the space probe. The colossal power demands of the required lasers, totaling a staggering 100 gigawatts, equivalent to the entire electricity consumption of the United States, are daunting. However, these lasers need to operate at maximum capacity for only 10 minutes.
Perennial trees and shrubs restore the ecosystems damaged by the desert. These plants are endemic to the habitats of the desert and have evolved to withstand harsh conditions such as drought and high temperatures, and they don't need a lot of water for irrigation. The primary nursery installation is just one of many projects that make up the reserve's strategic goal to create a seeding program. However, water continues to be a significant obstacle to conservation efforts and green initiatives in the kingdom.
Zhurong wasn't just there to take pictures. It carried instruments capable of detecting subsurface water, a crucial resource for future Mars colonies. It also had a laser-equipped camera, similar to NASA's Perseverance rover, capable of vaporizing rocks to analyze their composition.
With the development of these theories, one particular intriguing fact that has sparked debates is the existence of an artificial moon. Now, an artificial moon refers to a satellite that has been created or placed in orbit by a civilization, serving as a replacement or companion to the natural moon. Such an idea is typically considered in the context of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations or futuristic human societies. One of the notable implications of the artificial moon hypothesis is the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligence. Proponents of this theory suggest that if the moon displays characteristics consistent with artificiality, it could signify the presence of an intelligent alien civilization that constructed it.
Esteemed British cosmologist and astrophysicist Sir Martin Rees also voiced his concerns about experiments conducted at CERN. In his book on the future prospects for humanity, he delved into the potential risks associated with particle accelerator experiments, including those at CERN. His words weren't merely cautionary. They were tinged with a sense of existential dread. He envisioned a worst-case scenario where an ill-fated experiment could trigger a condition called vacuum instability. This instability could, in theory, catalyze a phase transition rippling through the very fabric of space-time, resulting in a cosmic catastrophe engulfing the entire universe. Rees's concerns weren't confined to theoretical musings. He assigned a probability to these catastrophic outcomes, albeit a low one. But even a minuscule chance, he contended, should give us pause.
One of these galaxies is especially surprising. It's 1 trillion times more massive than our Sun and 10 times larger than the Milky Way. This immense size and mass so early in the universe's history suggest that the so-called dark ages of the cosmos might have been more active and bright than we once thought.
China's next step: a Mars sample return mission scheduled for 2031, almost a full decade before NASA's equivalent mission, which is still in early development. The implications are massive. If China returns Martian samples first, they will gain an enormous scientific advantage. In 2018, it set its sights on the moon's far side, a place no spacecraft had ever touched. Landing there required solving a major problem. Direct communication with Earth was impossible. The only way was through a relay satellite, positioned beyond the moon. Despite the challenge, Chang'e 4 landed flawlessly.
Understanding how the LHC could generate a black hole delves into the fundamental mechanics of particle accelerators. When protons collide at nearly light speed, the resulting energy is so immense that it distorts the very fabric of spacetime. Picture a trampoline stretched taut, then a hefty weight dropped upon it. The fabric yields, curves, and if the weight proves substantial enough, it could carve a profound depression, drawing nearby entities within. This metaphor encapsulates the potential occurrences within the LHC. In the realm of quantum physics, where the universe's rules are both bizarre and beautiful, exists a theory suggesting hidden extra dimensions. If these dimensions indeed exist, the LHC's collisions might tap into them, forging a gravitational funnel that gives birth to a microscopic black hole. This enigmatic
Individuals would resemble short blue aliens, with blue pigmentation, potentially providing protection against cosmic radiation. Thick skin capable of retaining heat would be necessary to endure Uranus' freezing temperatures. However, like Jupiter, breathing would be impossible due to the absence of oxygen on this ice giant. Uranus, with its hydrogen sulfide-laden clouds, emits a foul odor akin to rotten eggs, making breathing in its atmosphere unadvisable. Neptune.
What would happen if a nuclear bomb went off in the Mariana Trench? Let's break it down without getting too technical. The Tsar Bomba, a Soviet nuclear bomb from the Cold War, packed a massive punch, 58.6 megatons of power, promised by Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev. Now, the Mariana Trench, a super deep canyon in the Earth's surface, is about 7 miles, 11 kilometers, deep, filled with water. The Tsar Bomba was dropped from a height of 6.5 miles, almost the same depth as the Mariana Trench. Coincidence? Probably not. If we decide to blow up the Mariana Trench, we need to figure out how to get the bomb down there. No easy feat. The water pressure at those depths is intense, 110 megapascals, or 1,100 times normal atmospheric pressure. A bomb with the usual lead outer layer would just get squashed without going boom.
Such scorching temperatures, even for a fraction of that time, is inconceivable. The extreme heat would rapidly degrade the spacesuit, leading to instant heat stroke and certain death. Conversely, attempting a landing on Mercury's night side presents a different peril. The freezing temperatures of -180 degrees Celsius, 290 degrees Fahrenheit, would overwhelm even the most advanced heating systems, leading to rapid hypothermia and eventual demise within minutes.
These phenomena are crucial in the context of the universe, as they contribute to maintaining order and predictability in the motions of celestial bodies. Without these mechanisms, the solar system as we know it would be a much more chaotic and unpredictable place. The absence of these regulations could result in collisions between celestial bodies or in the alteration of their stable orbits, triggering a domino effect on other celestial objects. In the specific case of Pluto, especially when contemplating the possibility of a future collision with Neptune, a detailed understanding of its orbit is of great importance. This provides a clearer picture of the dynamics of the solar system and highlights how even seemingly unstable orbits can reach a state of equilibrium through the complex interplay between gravitational forces. The uniqueness of Pluto's journey around the Sun lies in its unique orbit, requiring a staggering 248 years to complete a full cycle. Since its discovery in 1930, Pluto has yet to complete a full orbit. The intrigue intensifies when considering the highly elliptical shape of Pluto's orbit, which differs significantly from the nearly circular orbit of the larger planets. The remarkable inclination of its orbit adds an additional component to Pluto's peculiarity compared to the rest of the planets in the solar system, with an inclination angle of 17° with respect to the plane of the ecliptic. Pluto's orbit exhibits immense differences compared to the trajectories of other planets. The combination of this inclination and its elliptical shape adds additional levels of complexity to its orbital pattern. The Voyager interstellar mission formally began. In August 2012, Voyager 1 passed through the heliopause, 2 silent decades after leaving the outer planets behind. 6 years later, in November 2018, its slower counterpart crossed that line. The Sun regularly erupts high-energy particles because it is a thermonuclear fireball. The solar system is bombarded by these particles as they push outward in all directions, well beyond the influence of the planets, until they collide with interstellar particles beyond the termination shock. A broad transition zone, containing both solar wind particles and interstellar medium, is the heliosheath. This spherical-ish boundary is known as the termination shock. The heliopause, also known as the heliosphere border, is the boundary with pure interstellar space further out. The science that the Voyagers are still producing is incredible and unappreciated. The three-body problem in space involves understanding how three objects in space, such as Pluto, Neptune, and the Sun, move and affect each other through their gravity. It is similar to trying to predict their trajectories based on their initial positions and how they interact gravitationally with each other. In the case of Pluto, this problem reveals the complex interactions between its trajectory, Neptune's trajectory, and the gravitational influence of the Sun. Recent computational analyses have shed light on how the giant planets such as Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn influence Pluto's orbit around the Sun. There is a special connection between Neptune and Pluto where, for every 2 complete revolutions Pluto makes around the Sun, Neptune makes 3. This connection plays a crucial role in maintaining stability in Pluto's trajectory. Then, there's the Ring Nebula, or M57, located in the Lyra constellation about 2,500 light-years away. The James Webb Telescope gave us amazing new details. It showed that the ring has about 20,000 clumps of molecular hydrogen, and the inside is full of superhot gas. The nebula's main shell has a thin ring of carbon-based molecules called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, which make it glow beautifully. Astronomers also found 10 rings outside the main ring of the nebula.
When we're searching for a Goldilocks planet, we're essentially looking for the perfect match. Sometimes, we stumble upon incredible discoveries by sheer accident, like the case of Kepler 1649c. In 2020, scientists came across Kepler 1649c by chance. Initially, it was mistaken for something else, but now we realize it could be quite Earth-like. It's closer to its star, so it might have temperatures like our planet. Although it might seem chilly without a specific type of atmosphere, Earth would also be cold without the right gases. There are other planets out there that share similarities with Earth in terms of temperature or size. Some notable ones include TRAPPIST-1 planets like TRAPPIST-1e, TRAPPIST-1g, and TRAPPIST-1d, as well as TOI 700d. These are not too far away, unlike Kepler 1649c, which requires quite a long journey.
Currently, the giant impact theory is the most widely accepted explanation. This theory suggests that approximately 4.5 billion years ago, a massive object, roughly the size of Mars, collided with the early Earth. The resulting debris from this colossal impact eventually merged to form both Earth and the Moon. Although the conditions required for this scenario are incredibly rare, it remains the most plausible explanation. But that's not all. Recently, a new hypothesis has emerged that integrates elements from various theories. This theory proposes that a large object struck Earth, causing it to vaporize. The resulting vaporized material, called a synestia, rapidly rotated and expanded into space.
As we push the boundaries of knowledge, ethical and existential inquiries emerge. What risks accompany delving into the unknown? Could our pursuit inadvertently unleash uncontrollable forces? Within CERN's esteemed halls, where human understanding continually evolves, a revelation has emerged.
Reflecting on billions of years of cosmic history, we gain insights into the formation of galaxies. With the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, we propel this understanding to new horizons, exploring the farthest corners of space. The infrared images captured by JWST offer a vision beyond human comprehension, akin to peering through a cosmic filter. Empowering astronomers, JWST facilitates a deeper comprehension of the early universe, shedding light on the genesis of galaxies, stars, and planets.
A direct trip from Earth to Kepler 452b would still take an astonishing 2.8 million years. Now, let's turn our attention to Kepler 186f, located 500 light-years away in the Cygnus constellation, orbiting a red dwarf star. Here, scientists found the first Earth-sized exoplanet within the habitable zone, and there could be more such worlds out there. Kepler 186f is slightly larger than Earth, with a longer year and colder conditions, somewhat similar to Mars. However, this might not be a drawback, as it could help avoid deadly solar flares from its star. The potential for life on Kepler 186f also depends on its atmosphere. Its larger size could mean a denser atmosphere, potentially supporting liquid water. While other planets in the system are too hot for life.
Also, did you know that there were 3 Voyager spacecraft? Yeah, a third Voyager mission was initially slated, but later abandoned. Voyager 3 was allegedly cannibalized during construction. How did the third Voyager spacecraft end up? Let's find out. In 2023, a groundbreaking discovery was made, a distant galaxy named Jade's GSE 14. This galaxy is notable not just for its distance, but also for its unexpected brightness. Usually, galaxies this far away aren't so bright, making this discovery very important for our understanding of the universe. This galaxy pushes the limits of what we know about the structure and formation of galaxies at the edge of the observable universe. Apollo 11 lying on the Moon was probably the most inspiring thing in history. For decades, we've marveled at the incredible achievements of space exploration, from NASA's Parker probe capturing the Sun's outer halo to New Horizons' breathtaking images of Pluto. Amidst these triumphs, one historic mission is unparalleled: Apollo 11. Join US Elon Musk finally admits what we all suspected about the Moon. With the Apollo 11 mission, 3 names ring through: Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Against all odds, these astronauts achieved the impossible by landing on the Moon. Recently, in an explosive revelation, Elon Musk confirmed unsettling truths about the astronauts' mysterious encounter on the far side of the Moon.
CERN, established in 1954, stands as one of the world's most esteemed research organizations, boasting 23 member states and a multitude of scientists. It serves as a hub for collaboration and innovation. While the LHC stands as CERN's flagship project, it's only a part of a vast network of accelerators and experiments. Picture a racetrack, but
Pluto, a distant and enigmatic dwarf planet that was part of our solar system's planetary family, has been the subject of renewed attention thanks to surprising findings by astrophysicists Neil deGrasse Tyson and Michio Kaku. Pluto, previously considered a planet but demoted to dwarf planet status because of its peculiar orbit, continues to be a fascinating subject for the astronomical community. With Neptune, and something terrific is happening. According to observations, Pluto's trajectory is worryingly close to that of Neptune, which has led astrophysicists Tyson and Kaku to warn of the possibility of a dangerous collision between the two celestial bodies, thus posing a potential threat to Earth. The telescope's near-infrared camera has given us the clearest image yet of the Sagittarius A region. This area is about 300 light-years from the galaxy's supermassive black hole. The image shows about 500,000 stars and some strange, needle-like structures in ionized hydrogen that don't fit with current astronomical theories. Jade's GSE 12. Did reionization not exist? Actually, the high star formation rates in these Jade's galaxies speak for processes that actually show us a young universe. High star formation rates are consistent with galaxies that are just beginning to develop. What does not fit are the complex shapes of the galaxies and other characteristics such as their size and density. All this speaks against us seeing witnesses of reionization with these galaxies. Jade's GSE 12 could be further evidence that this phase of the universe may not have existed. We must assume that the first stars and complete galaxies formed much earlier than previously assumed. Jade's GSE 12 also existed only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Once again, the JWST has demonstrated its unusual capabilities by taking a close look. Incredibly, these ancient probes are still in communication with Earth, but their plutonium-powered energy source is rapidly running out. Because of this, NASA recruited a group of scientists and engineers to develop a replacement mission that could continue the work of the Voyagers. If NASA agrees to construct this probe, it may launch in 2036 and bravely explore the universe for at least 50 years and perhaps much longer. This indicates that it would have by far the longest scheduled length of any NASA mission. In addition to dealing with all of the mission's personnel growing older and passing away, agency administrators would also have to deal with all of the equipment that would surely become outdated. No one could have predicted that the Voyager spacecraft would do it for as long as they did. They were initially designed to exist for only around 5 years in order to visit Jupiter and Saturn. Nonetheless, the equipment continued to function, so NASA added flybys of Uranus and Neptune. To ensure a safe passage and prevent a potential collision with Titan, one of Saturn's moons, corrective maneuvers were executed. Voyager 1 continued its celestial voyage around Saturn, uncovering 4 additional moons: Mimas, Enceladus, Tethys, Dione and Rhe. With the completion of the Saturn mission, scientists decided to conclude the Voyager planetary mission, propelling both Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 beyond the confines of our solar system, hurtling through space at an astounding speed of 325 million miles per year. Everything that we have measured in space is filtered through the solar wind, which is created by the sun's plasma and magnetic fields. And our atmosphere also filters out everything that is measured by telescopes that are located on Earth. When Voyager entered the interstellar medium, we were able to measure space for the first time directly, without interference from the sun. The amount of incoming radiation was one thing Voyager detected, and it was almost 10 times more outside the heliosphere than it was inside the bubble. The Voyager missions demonstrated that the sun is blocking up to 90% of the interstellar radiation through the solar wind and heliosphere. Despite the fact that this radiation might be fatal to astronauts, in reality, the solar wind is keeping us safe. No one realized exactly how much protection we were under until the Voyagers arrived. As the James Webb Telescope brought us a little closer to God, the telescope's new discoveries are shocking all religious people. We are facing a paradigm shift that challenges not only our science, but also religious ideas about the universe. James Webb Telescope's terrifying new discovery shocks all religious people. The last time there was such a revolution was when Galileo Galilei found out that the Earth is not the center of creation, and when science realized 100 years ago that the Milky Way is not the universe. The James Webb Space Telescope is one of the most impressive scientific instruments we humans have ever created.
In essence, while the allure of a habitable exoplanet near our cosmic doorstep is tantalizing, the realities paint a stark picture. As we unravel the mysteries of our universe, we confront the harsh truths that lie beyond our terrestrial realm. As humans, our fascination with encountering extraterrestrial life has long been ingrained in our collective psyche. In late 2020, this fascination soared to new heights when an intriguing signal was...
As of today, Voyager 1 is still alive, but barely. Its plutonium power source is fading fast. By 2025, it will fall silent. And with it, the last living thread between us and true interstellar space. But what it has already sent back, in its final years, will fuel decades of analysis.
Detected emanating from the Alpha Centauri system. Remarkably, this signal resonated at a frequency of 982.07 megahertz, a deviation from the norm for signals originating from Earth-based satellites and spacecraft. While some experts propose a potential terrestrial origin for the signal, others cling to the dream that it could serve as evidence of intelligent life beyond our planet. The notion of journeying to Proxima Centauri, the nearest planet beyond our solar system, and encountering alien life may not be as implausible as once imagined. The breakthrough initiatives have been tirelessly researching methods to slash travel time from centuries to mere decades. Recent advancements suggest that current technology could surmount the challenge of propelling an object as its mass increases, particularly as it nears the speed of light.
The amount of incoming radiation was one thing Voyager detected, and it was almost 10 times more outside the heliosphere than it was inside the bubble. The Voyager missions demonstrated that the sun is blocking up to 90% of the interstellar radiation through the solar wind and heliosphere. Despite the fact that this radiation might be fatal to astronauts, in reality, the solar wind is keeping us safe. No one realized exactly how much protection we were under until the Voyagers arrived. The Voyagers also found that the Sun behaves differently from what was anticipated in terms of how it interacts with its border. Like north-north magnets, two magnetized plasmas cannot ever mix when they come into contact. Voyager 1, NASA's farthest traveled spacecraft, continues its remarkable journey through space, dutifully transmitting invaluable data from the deepest regions of the cosmos. For nearly 5 decades, this extraordinary space probe has revolutionized our understanding of outer space. However, recently, the spacecraft has been transmitting scary data back to Earth, leaving the entire space industry in shock. Are these scary data the result of a technical malfunction or the activities of extraterrestrials? Join us as we uncover the truth behind these shocking transmissions.
Scientists tell us that Kepler 186f is quite similar to Earth when it comes to seasons and climate. It maintains a steady tilt, which means it experiences regular seasons, just like we do. The stability of Kepler 186f's tilt is a significant factor in its potential habitability. A wobbly tilt can cause significant problems, turning a potentially comfortable planet into a harsh, barren one. For example, Mars might have experienced this in the past, which is why it's not so welcoming now. Brian Cox's reflections on Unveil take us beyond the realm of astrophysics, and into a captivating exploration of our civilization's maturity and readiness for potential cosmic contact. It's not just about the celestial object itself, it's about the broader questions it raises concerning our technological and philosophical preparedness to grasp and interpret such phenomena. Cox suggests that UMAMMUA's sudden appearance serves as a test of our technological capabilities. Were we advanced enough to detect, track, and analyze this interstellar visitor? The fact that we could observe it, even briefly, and gather data points to our growing capabilities in space observation and research. Beyond being a technological test, UMAMMUA challenges our scientific paradigms. Its unusual acceleration, unique shape, and trajectory defy easy explanations. UMAMMUA as a test urges us to confront deeper philosophical questions. Dr. Multi doesn't shy away from exploring audacious theories, and one that has captured widespread fascination is the artificial construct hypothesis. Could UMWA be more than a natural celestial body? Dr. Multi posits that its elongated shape and unexpected acceleration hint at intelligent design, possibly crafted by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Approaching this hypothesis with curiosity and skepticism, Dr. Multi emphasizes the significance of UMWA's brief visit, prompting us to reconsider our place in the cosmos and the potential existence of other intelligent civilizations. Building on this, Dr. Multi delves into the symbolic implications. Could UMWA be a message from an extraterrestrial civilization? Its anomalous characteristics, from shape to acceleration, lead to profound speculation about the potential content and purpose of such a message.
Before we delve into the announcement, let's grasp what particle accelerators are. The Large Hadron Collider, LHC, operated by CERN, stands as a 17-meter ring of superconducting magnets and the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator, a testament to human scientific achievement. Its capabilities extend to recreating the conditions of the universe's birth. However, could this machine, intended to unravel the universe's mysteries, harbor something more ominous? Join us.
If you were born and raised on Mars, your physical appearance would be markedly different. Mars is perhaps the most promising option for humanity's eventual colonization in space. However, regarding factors such as gravity, breathable atmosphere, and liquid water, it's not conducive to human survival in its current state. Attempting to traverse the Martian surface without a spacesuit would result in suffocation, swelling, and death due to extreme radiation poisoning within minutes. Indeed, it would not be a pleasant experience. To endure...
So, what does the future hold for the Andromeda Galaxy? The shape and direction of its movement fascinate not only astronomers, but also those seeking to understand the cosmos. The possibility of its transition from a spiral to a ring galaxy is centrally strategic in Andromeda's development. Evidence points to a process that could lead to other rare combinations, possibly from galactic collisions or close interactions with other galaxies. If Andromeda really is moving in this direction, it means that it has experienced many interactions with other galaxies since its birth. Ultimately, Andromeda's future depends on the imminent collision with the Milky Way. According to these models, the collision is estimated to occur roughly 4 billion years from now. The result of such a collision is the birth of a new galaxy from these two giant celestial entities.
Who was a member of the mission's imaging crew, hadn't been there. Voyager 2's pictures of Neptune and its moons would have been the last ones ever taken by either of the spacecraft. NASA intended to turn off the cameras on both spacecraft once the Grand Tour was formally over. There would have been no photo opportunities after Neptune, only the unending nothingness and impossibly far-off stars. Despite the facts that the project had been extended in the hopes that the voyages would reach interstellar space and had been renamed the Voyager Interstellar Mission, Sagan pleaded with NASA leaders to order Voyager 1 to send one more batch of pictures. As a result, the probe pointed its cameras back toward the inner solar system on Valentine's Day in 1990 and snapped 60 final pictures. Earth was grabbed by the most mesmerizing of them all, known by Sagan as the pale blue dot.